So as you can see behind me, a lot got done, but some sad news. None of it got captured on the replay mod. Well, it did get captured. There is just a passwords lib that kind of breaks everything for some reason, but we'll stick through this. I'm going to kind of show you around and see what we've actually done. So normally for this, I do a really fancy time lapse, and yeah, that's not going to be able to happen, unfortunately, but I can go ahead and show you kind of what we built and why we built it like we did. So one thing with this pack, you are very limited on the amount of building resources you have at your disposal. I do like having some building blocks. I do like being able to build, but of course, building in vanilla is not that bad either. So this actually fits kind of well, and I tried to incorporate some of the architecture craft pieces in here to kind of give it still some of that modded vibe, and that's kind of what I went with. This right here, I mean, eventually I was wanting to have, you know, a giant dropper mob farm, but I don't know how soon we're gonna be able to get that. That'll be later on potentially, and I think a dropper mob farm is gonna be like the best potential option. Maybe later there's gonna be better. I think there's better mob spawning stuff. I think later on we don't even need to get into mob spawning. So I have a place where I can still plant trees, which is great. And I tried to line some areas over here where we could potentially get some passive mob spawning, because, you know, who doesn't like some pork chops and steak? Yeah. But I did want to mention that we do have a place that you can come visit if you want to play with some friends, like-minded people just like you. You can join our sub server. So we do have a new sub server open that is available for you guys to be able to play this with your friends. To be able to access that sub server, you either need to be a Twitch Prime sub, which is very easy. If you have a Twitch Prime account, you can just link that there, and that's basically a free way to get on the server. Or a tier 1 sub and above, and or being an engineer or higher on Patreon. All those things are linked down below. Be sure to join the Discord as well. We do have an awesome community over the Discord. We do have a partner Discord, which is absolutely amazing. Great community over there. All right, enough with the ads. We're gonna go ahead and kind of progress a little bit more. Hopefully we can move into a few more things. It's gonna be a little bit more fun, because right now we're just sort of grinding out a few of the early things. And I kind of want to talk about this setup here. This setup is intended to make it a little bit easier on me to progress. Now, I am missing some hoppers right here. Normally these are going to have some hoppers, and there's going to be a hopper connected to the Stirling generator here, which is just providing power to this liquefier at the moment. This whole setup kind of makes it a little bit easier to automate the process. So if we walk over to our mob farm, we grab some of that stuff out of here. Plus we're getting quite a bit of experience actually. So if I take some of these items, it's going to make it just a bit easier for me to just, you know, throw them in. I'm like, I just want to go ahead and get these guys, you know, kind of mixed up. We're gonna go ahead and get that unprocessed down here. And it's gonna throw it all down in our chest below, which just makes things a lot easier. Just having some simple hopper automation is going to work great. Now we do have some other items that we can use for automation, like item conduits, which are really great as well. And I'm pretty sure we get fluid conduits. Or we did get fluid conduits, at least I thought we did. Because if we take a look down here, I just got us an ender tank. But I'm pretty sure eventually we'll get into fluid conduits. So as of right now, we're kind of at this point and this point down here. So we need to get some gallium, and I'm assuming gallium is going to get us somewhere as well. This right here, we're also looking for the bromine and zinc. So I'm pretty sure we already have some zinc, as you can see, and we also need some fluorine. So all of these items need to go into our group. We need all those elements. And clay is something we're going to need. So we need to take this and be able to get these different elements. Sounds fun, right? So all of these different elements are actually going to come from granite. We're going to come from andesite and diorite, all of which are pretty easy to obtain. We just need some more silicon dioxide, and we can actually lock this down. Right now I had it locked here because I was mainly gathering up some coal, so we can just prep everything and have it ready to go for these different things. You don't want to really throw anything where, like, you don't want to use these generators all the time, because if I throw a whole stack in here, it's just going to continue to run. It's going to waste power. It's going to waste fuel. So you really only want to give these fuel while you're actively using them. But we do want to break some things down. So let's go ahead and break a few things down, of course. And that would be getting some silicon dioxide. Of course, we're gonna need a bunch of this, so I might as well just grab a whole bunch, and that way we can let it process. Actually, this probably needs just a little bit less. Good way to kind of split the difference here is kind of cut that there. And it's 2 to 1 for this. So having this amount is actually going to be just perfect. And we should be able to get this processed. So I can lock that in. And that's ready to go. Let's make sure that this is split evenly when this goes to distribute, right? So we want to make sure that's also splitting. And then we want to go ahead and get it started. So we throw that in there. It's, of course, going to also be dumping as well. And that's going to fill up, and then it's going to continue to just dump and dump. And that's, you know, it's going to go a little bit. We'll kind of wait for that to work out. We could put 2 hoppers on here. That's another thing that we can potentially do. I'm just going to kind of wait for this to process. And as you can see, it's going to build up. And then we'll be ready to break some compounds down. So while we're actually processing all of our materials over here, like the andesite and granite and all that stuff, we do need to go ahead and use this evaporator a little bit differently. So I have some phosphorus over here turning into lava. And what I can do is I can bucket up this and actually drop it in here. And this is going to give us some magma cubes or magma blocks. And these magma blocks are going to be needed because that's the only way we're going to be able to get the bromine and the fluorine, right? I hope I say I am horrible with saying things. I hope I'm saying those right. You guys have all been just crucifying me in the comments about how to say things. At least I got the elements versus compounds correct. Now, at least I think so. Anyways, so yeah, we just need to let this kind of do its thing. And look at that. We've already got 2 of the magma blocks. And yeah, you just throw them in here and we're going to get some different things. So hopefully we got something that is useful out of that. What's that? We learned something, which is always great. So we got some cellulose. This right here, the oxide that gives us magnesium. And of course this, which I can just use here. So yeah, very, very good stuff. And that's all going to break down into its basic element. Next on the list is just breaking all these guys down. I think this is like just getting to the main meat of this pack, right? Is after we get all this stuff done, it kind of just unlocks everything and we have the meat and potatoes that is going to be this pack later game. And this whole page is literally just to get to that grind of getting all these basic elements. But it is really, really interesting. I'm really enjoying this overall. And you can see right here, it's going to be broken down. We're going to basically unlock everything that we need here. As these are all just continually broken down. Look at that. We see it just happens so fast. It's actually really satisfying to watch this generate all these things. So once we get that done, we're going to move on to some more things, like maybe making a cobblestone generator. And I'm thinking about using the cobblestone generator and kind of automating something like this with the cobblestone generator. We could do that. This has an inventory. We could set that there. We could keep it powered, and that could generate a lot of stuff for us. It's a thing to think about. There's nothing more satisfying than getting to check off all of our completed rewards. And we could just do it by clicking this one. Look at that. How easy was that? So yes, we got all of this done, and now we need to make clay. Yes, clay is going to be hopping bonsais. So we need brick to be able to make hopping bonsais. So this is like getting us into hopping bonsais, which I've been so excited to get this whole time. So we need a couple of oxides to be able to do that. And I've kind of come to look at this in a certain way. We need aluminum oxide, which is going to be aluminum and oxygen. Same with silicon dioxide, which is silicon and oxygen. So that dioxide really, you can really tell when you're going to need that specifically with these things. And it's usually, you know, of course, the recipe for the compound is literally right in the name. So aluminum and 3 oxygen, pretty simple. And we already have some silicon dioxide, and we just need to make a little bit of water, which everybody knows that is H2O. So hydrogen and oxygen. So to make the Kaolinite, we need all of these materials. They're all going to be combined just like so to make Kaolinite. Let's go ahead and throw that together. Right? Kaolinite is the recipe set, and it may not look like much because it's not really that much. We're only going to get ourselves a few Kaolinite for this. 32 to be exact. And I think if we had a little bit more of our other material, we'd be just fine. So I'm going to keep some of these on me. We're going to really want to keep some of these oxides on us. It does look like through those materials we put together, we actually have a little bit more, actually. I didn't even notice that that was a material that we had just made. Was laying right here. But there we go. Yeah, we can just throw these together. We can make even more. So yeah, this is all clay. And that should get us 32 more clay. And we have 64. Awesome. So unlock that recipe. The clay is as simple as this. Throw that in and we get clay, which is so nice because we can now throw this in our furnace over here. You can also split this, by the way. It's going to do 2 at a time, which is really nice. We got this out of a lovely box from over there. And we're going to get ourselves some bricks, and that means hopping bonsais. Great. And that's going to unlock some even more items. Look at that. We're also going to get 2. We're going to get 2 hopping bonsais for making 1. Look how nice this is. Oh, so good to have a hopping bonsai. Throw all that together, and we have some places for some storage. Now, with these bonsais, of course, we do have some grass we can throw in there. I'm not exactly certain of the reason we're gonna, I mean, the automation process is going to be pretty straightforward. But I'm trying to, I think it's these 2 things that we need to sort of pinch out next, because it's the only paths besides the charged Certus quartz crystals that we can really move forward with. So I noticed that this is probably gonna be one that kind of stumps some people, even though it's very trivial to think about. To get chromium, we do need to do a little bit of a funky thing, and that is get some orange dye. And that might just blow over some people's head and be like, how do I get orange dye? Well, you guessed it. Flowers. Super simple, but it can fly over the top of people's heads sometimes. So yeah, just mix these things together, get some orange dye, and you got yourself some of that chromium, which is going to be pretty easy to obtain now that you know how to do it. So let's see how lucky we get this time. We have a couple more crates to open. Oh, we got a bunch of gold items. Look at that. We got the gold furnace. We didn't have to work for that. And we got another mob fan, and we got an acceleration card, which should be nice later on, and some good monies, and a pie, a Domino's special. Whoa, we got a buff from that. Haste 2 and speed 2? Yes, for like 30 seconds. That's a nice reward. So we got 2 of these gold furnaces. How nice is that? Replace this janky thing. Let's go with the gold. Look at that. Whew. Lots of burning power there. I'm going to add that over here. We got 2 slots. Might as well throw that bad boy right there, so we always have it right at our disposal. And we also got some of these to upgrade, so I should be able to just toss this right here now. Look at that. All that. I'll take it. I'll take it. And we also got another mob fan, which is actually really nice, so we don't have to make these later on. Really, really helpful. So I think to upgrade next, it kind of unlocks this game stage. So I'm assuming probably make the Cobblestone Generator. Even though this is looking fairly nice as well to kind of go up here, we could do that. But yeah, we're kind of waiting on the fluorine, and we're also kind of waiting on this. So this is actually pretty easy to put together. We need gallium, and we also need nickel. So that's not too bad. Nickel, and we're going to need a stack of each. Right, and we throw that over in this bad boy, and that will literally upgrade this. Because we only need 4 apiece, I think. Yeah, 4 apiece. And we just surround it on this thing, which has just been setting here because we have all of the material we need. And we just upgrade this to tier 2. Nice. So that upgrades to quite a few more things, right? And we get the game stage unlock for cactus. Okay. I'm assuming these things are going to take a little bit to get to, right? And we have to figure out what drops these. So lime dye, of course, and cactus. We probably should look at what it takes to get to cactus. What are we going to need for cactus? So some cellulose and mescalian? I'm going to have to look that up to make sure I pronounce that correctly. Which is hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, and nitrogen. Okay, so yeah, we can totally make a cactus. So to make this, bam, we throw these things together and we get ourselves some cactus. That's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And then, of course, we have to cook the cactus to get some cactus dye. That's not going to be too bad either, since we have these really nice furnaces now. Look at that. That's so fast. Way faster. Does this... So that does not let you combine, but it does store more items. Okay. So yeah, cactus green, I'm assuming, is going to give us some nickel chloride. And nickel chloride is going to give us just chlorine and nickel. I think we already have those things. We're mainly focused on these different elements. So yeah, we have to kind of... I'm just assuming it's going to have to be a broken down part of each of these traits. So yeah, just a little bit of lime dye and we should be good. So to get the cadmium, that's pretty simple. We got cadmium sulfate from that. And we also got some chromium oxide. The chromium oxides, we don't really need that as much as we need this to be broken down, which gives us chromium. Right, there's chromium. Alright, so we also need Dysprosium. That one is another one that we are going to need. And to get this, doesn't really tell us. It says all elements except hydrogen can create with fusion. Okay, so that one's going to be a little bit different in how we get this guy. Because it's not telling us exactly how we go about this. Oh, maybe so. We get it from cobblestone. Okay. We get it from stone as well. It's a 1% chance. Very small percent chance. But I think we could... We'll definitely be able to get this. So that's not too bad. That just requires me to set up automation for it. And the zirconium... Zirconium, I actually know what that is. It's like the fake diamond material. Or element. So let's go ahead and see what this requires. So is this again going to be cobblestone? It is. It's stone and cobblestone. Now, the chances are a little bit better on stone, but be wary. Yeah, I think stone is definitely a good way to go. It is going to take a little bit more steps to make stone, but I think we can handle it. So I'm kind of running a few things in my head to see what I could do to get this cobblestone generator thing going. And I'm thinking that this would be a pretty decent way. This is still only a tier 2 cobblestone generator, which we could do better. We could make more. I'm going to need some way to power this. So I'm thinking just like a simple hopper to keep this filled with coal while we kind of wait. This thing also needs some coal. So I'm thinking, you know, fill this thing with coal as well to the brim. We do have a few chests. Well, we could probably just use this actually. You know, kind of throw that there. But we could set everything up on separate channels as well. Like we don't even really need buffer chests, technically. We do have some item conduits. So that's something else that we could do. So we could just have a coal chest and make sure everything is routed to that coal chest and routed evenly. So what we're going to do is I'm going to see if I can put items into the bottom and extract from the bottom here. I'm not sure if that's something I can do. We do have a Yeta wrench, which if you have this, the good thing to do with this is you can access the bottom of things like this. So you can access the upper section. So I'm going to go insert and extract. We're going to extract on the brown channel and set that to always active. And then this one right here is going to be the insert on the brown channel because that's what we're going to pull, and we'll set that there. And then the extract will be off. We don't need anything extracting on this cable. Here, however, we need to say, all right, we're going to extract, and this is going to be inserting into this chest. So that's the green. So that's going to be an insert or extract on green and always active. This will not be insert. We don't need to worry about that. So hopefully the channel system is not too hard to understand. Now we do need to figure this out on the top. We need to get the cobblestone to this area. So what I can actually do is set a cobblestone generator right back here. You know what? It'd probably be better if it was onto the side. Like we just placed it here and we just ran conduit up the wall. And like right here. Right there. Perfect. So I'm going to extract from here on a totally separate channel. Put that to blue. Extract always active. We're going to extract. And up here, we are going to set this to blue. Insert. And nothing else should be linked to anything. These are technically off, so we don't have to worry about them. But that should start putting cobblestone into the top for us. Now up here, I'm just going to basically remove this from here. We don't really need that. This also, you can remove this as well, just to kind of clean things up. And I mean, this system should work, provided we give this enough fuel. So I'm going to throw some coal in here, right, to get things moving, and put some coal in here to get things moving. And this should be somewhat of an automated system. We're just going to see, can this input from the bottom? It can. Okay, and our output's going to end up in a chest. So yeah, this little setup here can work. And I'm sure that there's a way that I can make this a bit more compact. But we're going to have to make these systems work for right now, as these are just going to take a little bit of time to go through these processes. Now, I could go and make tons of silicon dioxide and maybe push it that way. But, I mean, this seems like it should work, and we can kind of just sit back and relax. I am making, by the way, a bit of coal. Well, it looks like I was until I ran out of fuel. I'm actually just making a bunch of coal right now, so that's really all I'm doing. And we can kind of let this thing do its job. So guys, it looks like we have a lot of work ahead of us, but I think we are progressing pretty fast through this pack. As the main quest line, we are about 50% done through. So, guys, I really appreciate you guys sticking around through these episodes. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also give this video a huge thumbs up. I really appreciate it. You guys are absolutely amazing. And I'll see you in the next one. As always, thanks for watching.